Hey there, kiddos. It's another night of midnight tasting with me, Gina. Let's taste some wine. I have 3 bottles, as per usual, that I brought home with me. Let's start them. Let's start in Germany. This is Weingut Jürgen Leiner. We have had Leiner's wine in the past, but it's Pinot Noir. 100% Pinot Noir, or as they like to say in Germany, Spätburgunder, done trocken or dry style. Now let's try his Riesling. 100% Riesling, coming from the Pfalz region of Germany, very close to the French border, near Alsace. Organic and biodynamic grown vines. This is his handwork line, hand-picked, pretty low intervention winemaking style, all stainless steel, on the dry side. Let's check it out. Really pretty light color, just like a touch of yellow hue to it, but very clean and pristine, super simple, super easy. It moves with grace, like glacier water, as they've said in the past. It smells cool, it smells bright, it smells a little citrusy, it smells like Riesling. There's not much of like the petrol or gasoline smell that you can get off of some German Rieslings. It's just much more simple and subdued, maybe a touch floral and like a splash of lychee juice in there, a splash of tropics. Do we taste it? Happy Saturday night. So easy. Too easy. Dangerously easy. Granted, this is only 11% alcohol, so we'll give it a pass on that. The nose follows onto the palate. There's soft citruses, like soft Meyer lemons, Meyer lemon juice, Meyer lemon zest, maybe even a touch of key lime, a little lychee. Usually I get pineapple with these kind of Rieslings, and I'm not really getting pineapple. I'm gonna stick with the lychee. It's soft, it's surprisingly supple. It's kind of smooth and soft on the mouth. It's easy drinking, clean finish. Wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. 1 liter screw top Riesling from Germany. Water of the gods. So I've had this paired a couple times. This is my last bottle, perfect for 2-day pairings. This paired with a starter. It was ahi tuna done in crudo style, so diced with ginger, shallots, red Fresno chili peppers, as well as Brunoise Asian pear. There was candied pine nuts, house-made potato chips that were dusted with dried hijiki seaweed powder, and then a citrus agrudu surrounding. So simple, so good. Sven, thank you. Thanks for your wines. Let's move on. Let's move into Argentina, into Mendoza, Argentina. This is Zuccardi Winery. Started in, I think, like 1930s, 1940s, or 1950s. So 100% Chardonnay in here, coming from the Uco Valley. Single vineyard that's right up next to the mountain range there, so super high elevation, very cool climate. Some of the last ripening grapes of that area, they hang on till the very last moment before they're picked. This is called Fósil. Hand-picked grapes, pressed, fermented. This is done in a combination of concrete tanks and 30% oak, 500-liter oak barrels. This is a really fun wine. So color is really soft, minimal, yellow hue, clean and pristine. It has a touch more color than the Riesling, but not much. It is surprisingly fragrant. I'm getting a little more of those toasty nuts. I would suggest that oak aging. It smells salty. It definitely smells salty. And there's some citrus on there too. In the past I've talked about like cultured butter or cultured cream, and I might be getting a bit of that also. Cheers. Salty goodness. This is your salted cultured butter. There are some stone fruits on there. maybe a little peach, and you know what? I might be getting a little pear too, which is kind of fun and unusual. Some cultured cream, cultured butter, fresh straw. There is a lovely light oakiness, some lime, and like a touch of herbaceous quality like tarragon or dill, and then salt. This is delicious. And I'll tell you why it paired so perfectly with what I paired it with. Pan-roasted veal sweetbreads, the celery root puree, dill pickled salsify root, and a caper and brown butter emulsion. It's that combination of savory, herbaceous, fatty. Yes. A fun, complex, and interesting wine to go with a fun, complex, and interesting dish. Zuccardi, Mendoza, Argentina, Chardonnay, in the Uco Valley. Okay, let's end with some bubbles. Let's end with some champagne. We'll see what happened with these bubbles. Excuse me. Okay, I think there might be some bubbles left in there, or there were. Grower champagne, a champagne that is made on site of the estate with the estate-owned grapes. Okay, so this is Champagne Albert Levasseur, 3 generations in the Marne Valley. Albert was the first generation. His grandson David is now running the estate. Very small estate. It's like around 4 hectares of vines. This is the Rue du Sorbier. So that is the street on which their wine estate is located. This is also Brut Nature style. It is mostly Pinot Meunier, followed by Pinot Noir, and just a touch, like 5% of Chardonnay, coming from the vineyard that is behind their house. Some of their oldest plantings, planted in like 1975. Everything happens in stainless steel initially, moved into bottle for second fermentation, and then aged for 36 months before disgorgement, no dosage being added, thus the Brut Nature or extra dry style. There is a little hue on there. Pinot Meunier will definitely give kind of that golden pinkish hue, almost reminding of an eye of the partridge. Really lovely scent to it. Buttered baguette. Buttered baguette and fresh apple and a little white flour. Let's taste it. Chin chin. The thing with this wine is the acid, that lack of additional sugars being added after disgorgement. The lack of dosage. Ooh, just cleans that mouth. It leaves it clean. This is what you want to drink after a heavy night of eating if you don't have access to a toothbrush. Some warm apple, some warm quince on the palate, followed by a little bit of a toasted baguette, and then it cleans house. It's like it's those flavors hit the palate, they flourish, and then it's like a power washer comes and just cleans it all away, washes it out, washes it down. So I didn't have this on the pairings this week. I have in the past had it with a starter of a Wagyu, American Wagyu steak tartare with sauce gribiche and house-made potato chips. And then I just opened it this week as a little starter bubs for some people before I started pouring the wine pairings. So I went with a amuse-bouche of Gruyere gougères filled with smoked salmon spread and a tomato bavois with tomato marmalade. And I mean, it's just champagne. You can start with it, you can definitely end with this. If you eat something garlicky, drink this and it'll take care of it. This should be your first date champagne. No stick of gum or breath freshener would be necessary after a couple swigs of this. It's lovely. Let's do a quick recap. What I'm currently drinking: Champagne Albert,
Levasseur, now ran by grandson David, grower champagne in the Marne Valley. This is Brut style. Very dry. Previous to that, we had Zuccardi, Chardonnay from the Valley in Argentina. Split time in concrete and oak barrel. Well, we started with Jürgen Leiner's wine in the Pfalz region of Germany, Riesling in the dry style, liter bottle, pretty luscious, and an impromptu cast, Empirical Spirits, Fallen Pony. Okay.
Take care. Good night.